What's up, basketball fans? Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host with you as always, Jimmy Crowther, breaking down all the latest NBA news and rumors. And today, we're going heavy on the NBA draft rumor side of things. And we're starting off today's show with the man that really everybody's talking about leading up to the draft, LaMelo Ball. And the latest rumor from Rashad Phillips on Twitter is that Doc Rivers wants to trade up to the number one pick to get LaMelo Ball in Philadelphia. Now, according to Rashad Phillips, this trade would be built around Ben Simmons, and here's the exact tweet that came out just a few days ago. He said, Doc Rivers is going to try and trade Ben Simmons to Minnesota for the number one pick and take LaMelo Ball in Philly. Good chess move there by Doc. Rashad Phillips, by the way, just a quick little side note, he's got me blocked on Twitter because I attacked him for his terrible takes on Luka Doncic. He also calls himself the Yoda of the NBA, so I'm going to become Qui-Gon Jinn of the NBA. So you can type that down in the comment section below. And let me ask you if you agree with Rashad Phillips. Is it time to break up Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons? Type Y for yes or type your in for no. I've been back and forth on this a lot. I think at the beginning of the offseason, once the Philadelphia 76ers, I guess the offseason technically hasn't started, but for the Sixers it has, I would have said yes. But now that they have a brand new head coach, maybe they keep it together a little bit longer to see what Doc can do. So here's the trade. And this is really a little combination of what Phillips said and what I think would actually have to happen to make this happen. The Timberwolves, very simply, they get one player and one player only in Ben Simmons, who has a 5-year deal on his contract. The 76ers get James Johnson as a little throw-in to make the money work, but they also get 2 draft picks. The first overall pick and also the 33rd pick, which is a high second-round pick. And this means the 76ers get a new point guard in LaMelo Ball. And I think your starting 5 in Philly now is LaMelo, Josh Richardson. You throw in Matisse Thybulle, who is an elite defender. Tobias Harris is a main source of offense, and Joel Embiid. Now, floor spacing, definitely still an issue in Philadelphia. However, you have a little bit of a different type of point guard in LaMelo Ball. Now, you go over to Minnesota, and I actually like this a lot. Now, I know you're giving up a lot, but you're also getting a lot because Ben Simmons immediately addresses the lack of defense you have in the backcourt with D'Angelo Russell there. And Simmons and Russell, by the way, played at Monteverde Academy in high school together and won a national championship, or state championship, in high school. Then you throw in Jarrett Culver, who's in his second year out of Tech. Amari Spellman kind of in there as my filler power forward. And, of course, the best shooting big man in the NBA, Karl Anthony Towns, as your starting center. I think this team could push for the 8th, maybe the 7th seed in the Western Conference, and they can build for a long time. So you saw my deal, James Johnson, 2 draft picks going to Philly, and Ben Simmons going to Minnesota. Who wins that deal? Type 76 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Type MIN for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It depends on what you want, right? Do you want that number one pick? Do you want to get younger with LaMelo Ball? Or do you want to guarantee yourself a playoff spot and get the all-star that is Ben Simmons right now? You'd be typing MIN for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Could be a win-win. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I want to know what you guys think down below. That's my favorite part about Chat Sports is that we are the most interactive YouTube channel you're going to find on the internet. And just by simply asking these questions, we can get all your takes in one video. So let me know who wins that deal, Philadelphia or Minnesota. And one deal that everybody's going to win in is the one that Fanatics has right now for their NBA hats. Whoever your favorite NBA team is, their hats are on sale for as low as $8. Go to chatsports.com/NBA hat. Get any team hat you want, whether it's the Bulls, the Knicks, the Warriors are drafting number 2 overall, the Dallas Mavericks. You've got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Literally any team you want, you're going to find their hats on sale right now. Again, that's chatsports.com/NBA hat. So singular, just one hat, NBA hat, and then it's as low as $8. Go check them out today. The link's going to be in the description and in the comment section. Let's keep talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves here and what they're going to do with that number 1 overall pick, because it is going to be really just a crazy time for Minnesota as they decide what they're going to do, and they've apparently narrowed down their prospects, if they keep the pick, to 2 guys. Anthony Edwards out of Georgia and LaMelo Ball in the NBL. Now, my biggest question with LaMelo Ball is, does that really make sense because D'Angelo Russell's there? And then with Edwards, my only question is, I do think he's the best player in this draft. My question is, can he be more than an athlete, or is he just prone to become that early version of Zach LaVine? We'll have to wait and see. Anthony Edwards was great in his freshman year at the University of Georgia, which was kind of a surprise pick of a team to play for. 32 games, he put up 19 points per game and rebounded the ball pretty well. Didn't shoot it that well in college, but people think that's going to change. He does have solid mechanics on his jump shot. Meanwhile, you look at LaMelo Ball. He only played in 12 games over the NBL, but here's the deal, guys, and don't listen to what anybody else says. International play is harder than college basketball, okay? You're playing against grown men, and the fact that LaMelo put up 17, 7, and 8 in the international play means a lot, even though it was a very limited sample size. So if they do take LaMelo Ball, because one of the rumors is that they may be focusing on him at this point, there's a bit of a problem here. LaMelo and D'Angelo Russell should not share the same backcourt because neither of them are exceptionally good at defense. When you have two bad defenders in the backcourt, everybody else has to play better defense. Towns isn't that great of a defender. Jarrett Culver is second-year guy. And whoever their power forward is needs to be a better defender than Amari Spellman is. So let me ask you guys. Minnesota's got that number 1 pick. Who should they be drafting? I think it is obvious. I've said the same thing this entire time. I'm sticking with it. If they keep the pick, you got to take Anthony Edwards out of Georgia. He answers so many questions for that team right now, defensively, offensively, and he gives you a burst of youth really coming in right away. But maybe you disagree. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's talk about Deni Avdija, who I think is the best international prospect in this draft. By the way, not counting LaMelo Ball as an international prospect since he's technically not from Australia. But Avdija has officially lined up an interview with the New York Knicks, who have the number 8 overall pick in the draft. And the Knicks are very interested in drafting Avdija. Now, one interesting note I want to point out is that Deni played with the former Knick Amari Stoudemire when he was playing on Maccabi Tel Aviv. And that's super interesting to me because since Amari was there for so long and Amari really took Avdija under his wing, maybe he's kind of whispering in his ear, hey, man, interview well with the Knicks. Maybe they can take you at 8. Now, overseas in Israel, Avdija put up 9 points per game, pulled down 4 rebounds, and shot 33% from 3. That jump shot really came around at the end of the season for him. He played in 59 games, and really it wasn't until the back half of the year that he was playing very, very consistent minutes. I think Avdija should be an absolute lock of a top 5, maybe even top 4 draft pick. I think the Knicks would be very, very lucky if he was there at 8. Like, if he's there at 8, something went very, very wrong with some team somewhere. But if this is the case, the Knicks' new lineup is Frank Ntilikina, R.J. Barrett, Deni Avdija, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle. Let's be real. This roster right here is very fun for the next 5 to 6 years. But next season, it's not getting you anything more than another shot at the lottery. But if you can draft Deni Avdija, you do it right away. Let me be very clear. He is not Luka Doncic. He is not Luka Doncic. He does not want to be compared to Luka Doncic, but he does very similar things. As a guy that can play 1 through 4 and handle the ball no matter where he's at, I would love to see Deni Avdija go to New York because I think he could be their main star. However, I don't think he's going to be available at 8. So with that in mind, who should the Knicks draft with the number 8 overall pick? Let me know in the comment section below. In my last mock draft, I had them taking Obi Toppin. Maybe that's a little bit low for Obi Toppin. Maybe you do think it's Avdija. I think they need a point guard. I like Killian Hayes. I like Tyrese Halliburton. And I also like Cole Anthony. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Who should New York draft with that number 8 pick? Now let's go to the team with the number 2 overall pick, the Golden State Warriors. Sticking with Deni Avdija here, the Warriors really like him. In fact, they like him more than LaMelo Ball. And that kind of came as a surprise to me because if I'm the Warriors, I take who I believe is the actual second best player in this draft and LaMelo Ball and just worry about the fit later. But Avdija, from a fit standpoint, makes a lot of sense. Now, again, these are two guys that did play internationally with grown men, and Avdija had a much larger sample size. So Warriors and their front office really must have seen something they liked in those 59 games. I think another big thing about Deni Avdija is the fact that he could come in and actually start for this Warriors team because they could use another wing, but I don't think he really fills their biggest need. If the Warriors do keep that pick, I think they have to draft a big man. Their only big man that's actually under contract that's like actually useful is Kevon Looney. Marquise Chris is non-guaranteed. I'm sure they'll bring him back. But if they have that number 2 pick and they hold on to that number 2 pick, which I do not think they will do, You got to take Onyeka Okongwu number 2 overall if you want a big man. He is the best big man in this draft. You can come back and tell me I'm wrong later, but he is better than Wiseman. But I will admit Wiseman would be the second best fit. I think if Anthony Edwards is there, you take him at 2, but I don't expect him to be there. I think he's gone at 1. And then Avdija, I think LaMelo Ball, fit-wise, is probably the worst fit in Golden State of these 5 guys. However, he is the best player, or the second best player, on this list right behind Anthony Edwards. Now, if you're an NBA draft nerd like I am, then you're ready for November 18th. And guess what? So are we. All 60 picks, both rounds, all night long. We're going to be here for you on Chat Sports, breaking down every single pick and literally what every single team is doing. We will have all the breaking news, and we'll have the picks in before the major news networks do as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you do not miss a single thing. Our NBA draft coverage, best on the internet last year. We're going to triple it this year. That's what I'm feeling. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, with the number 1 overall pick, Minnesota Timberwolves could be drafting Isaac Okoro, or at least that's what Isaac Okoro thinks the Minnesota Timberwolves should do. Now, listen, I love this kid. I think he has one of the highest floors in the NBA draft, but I don't think he's worth the number 1 overall pick. He feels like since he is a coach's dream and he can help a team win right now, which I agree with on both of those terms, he should go number 1. But let's be real. He wasn't a good shooter at Auburn. He only shot 28% from 3. And when you're planning to be a 3-and-D player at the next level, you got to be better than Isaac Okoro was. Now, I still think he's worthy of a top 5 pick. Maybe you slip a little bit out of the top 5, but definitely don't let him fall below number 10 because he is the best defender in this draft, bar none. Now, I recently released my mock draft. If you guys haven't seen it already, it probably means, number 1, you're not subscribed, and number 2, you don't have your notifications on. I got Edwards, Okongwu, and LaMelo going 1, 2, 3. At 4, I have Deni Avdija, but I think that is the first team that could take a very, very hard look at Isaac Okoro and say, hey, if he's there, we could take him. If he gets past the Bulls at 4, I think the Cavs are very realistic, but right now, I have him going number 6 to the Atlanta Hawks. I'll move some stuff around. This is only my second mock draft. I'll have a 2-round mock draft coming out for you very, very soon, but make no mistake about it. Behind Deni Avdija, Isaac Okoro is the best forward in this draft, and I truly believe he is by far the best defender in this draft as well. Could go top 5, probably not going number 1. So here's the thing, and we did this on the last video where all of our elite NBA fans stay all the way till the end, and they get to list out things that I put up on screen. Well, now we're going to go, I want you to rank your top 5 NBA draft prospects. 1 all the way down to 5. Name your top 10. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to what the other NBA guys are saying. Only listen to yourself and your own NBA draft instincts. Give me 1 through 5 in the comment section below.